Hope Channel, changing lives.
You can leave you if you think you're not being appreciated.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of Real Talk here in the studios of Hope TV Ghana. We are live on Facebook and YouTube as well, Hope TV Ghana. So you can join the conversation by streaming live and also by leaving the comments, your comments under the comment section. And I will make sure I read some as we go on with the discussion. My name is Evie and I am going to bring you another interesting, beautiful, exciting episode of Real Talk, obviously with my amazing panelists, whom I'll be introducing them to you shortly. You know, we keep getting stories upon stories, and we always are amazed by what is going on in relationships, especially, and what is going on in marriages, young marriages. And it is always our desire to come up with solutions for these problems, because they say a problem shared is half solved. And so this is what we try to do at Real Talk, and especially at the station or channel Hope TV Ghana. And today we have yet another story on our table that we are going to look at. Immediately when you hear the story, you probably will think it's trivial, you probably will think it's petty. But then I think when you go deeper into it, you can realize that everybody and what they expect from their partners. And this is when we are talking about expectations in marriage, relationship, etc. But today's topic we have titled, "My Ungrateful Husband is Pushing Me to Cheat." You know, gratitude is something that needs to be taken seriously, especially in relationships. I can't imagine living with a person who never says thank you, living with a person who never says good job, living with a person who compliments you. Oh, my wife, you're looking very beautiful today. I can't imagine how painful it will be for a woman or even a man to live with a woman who doesn't appreciate his efforts. He goes out there, he works, he provides, and it's almost as if he goes out to pluck the money from trees. Every human being wants some sort of appreciation, and it hurts. But should that push you to want to cheat, to want to say, because of this, I am going to cheat on you? I remember when the story came and I was going through it, a thought came to mind and said, imagine you cheat and you're caught and you're asked, why did you cheat? Well, my husband doesn't say thank you. It sounds very funny, but we are going to go into that, look at what it is. Is it a case of love languages? We will look at all that. But before then, I want to introduce my panelists to you. I have in the studio Counselor Sidlin Lamy. Today is not his first time. Funny enough, he's here with Mrs. Vera Amponsa. And last time they were here together, it wasn't planned. It's just coincidental. It looks like whenever Counselor is agreeing, Vera is also agreeing. And they are the perfect pair for a conversation. Last time was great, as you can attest to it. Joining me virtually is Portia Ameya. But let me talk to Counselor and Vera, then I will talk to Portia soon. Counselor, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's your week been?
It's tough, but we have to manage through.
Yeah,
because it's full of activities and deadlines to meet.
End of year issues.
No,
End of month.
It's like a university situation. That's the university I work in Valley University.
Yeah.
You know, you have visiting departments and programs that you are hosting, so you need to make sure. You have to make sure things are in place.
Right.
So
right.
next week we have an event. Even this Sabbath, we have a program slated for the Valley View University Church to raise funds for us. So combine these activities, and the following week, the whole of 22 countries are coming to Valley View University. So it's filled with activities.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you have to make sure you work with everybody.
Then it's been a tough week.
Yeah, it's tough. But we have to be.
And more reason why I am grateful that you could make it today. Thank you so much.
That's why I say, oh.
Yes, yeah. I understand. Vera, how are you
I'm
doing?
doing well.
How
Yourself?
is I'm good. How is work and the family?
Everyone is doing well.
Everyone
by
is
God's
well.
grace, yeah.
Thank God.
For work, it's been tiring, of course, like Pastor said. From all angles. I mean, if you don't push harder, how do you put food on the table?
I
You
know
have to
that.
also support the man. It's not always the man. So
Yeah.
we are all trying our best to do what we can.
And I believe God is going to bless
Sure,
all our hustles.
Sure.
Okay, joining me virtually is Portia Ameya. Portia, how are you doing today? Portia, I don't know if you are muted, but I can't hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Can you
now.
hear me now?
Yeah. How are you?
I am doing pretty good by God's grace.
We thank God. How is your week over there, the family, everybody?
Oh, the week has been good so far. I'm in summer, but still taking a couple of college classes, so it's kind of just here and there, kind of try to relax, but still have to be in student mode at the same time. But everybody's doing good. The family, everybody's doing good.
Ah, we thank God. And I'm sure you're ready for the conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and read the story to us, then we can have the discussion. As mentioned earlier, it says, my ungrateful husband is pushing me to cheat. Dear Real Talk, my husband is pushing me to do what I don't want to do. My husband is a very ungrateful man. He appreciates absolutely nothing I do for him in our household. He never says thank you and never appreciates all my sacrifices for our family. I wake up at dawn, get our 2 kids ready for crèche and nursery. I make their breakfast, lunch, and snack. I pack a lunch bag for him as well and serve his breakfast. My husband will wake up at a good time like 7 a.m., bath, eat, and leave for work. No good job, my wife. No thanks, nothing. I drop our kids at school and continue to work. Pick them up after school and go home to cook and help them with their homework. Aside not helping with housework, unless you complain over and over, he doesn't even notice all I do. What hurts most is his ungrateful attitude when I give him gifts. I can give my husband thoughtful gifts. He will accept and use them, but never say thank you. As rarely as he gives me gifts, I always say thank you and God bless you, thinking he will learn. But no, this man will not say thanks. My main concern is there's this gentleman in my office who is making me consider having an affair because of how he shows so much gratitude for the little I do. If I even pick his pen off the floor for him, he will say thank you and tell me how sweet that was. The next slide. He compliments my looks, something I never heard from my own husband. He even complimented me on how I always care for my family. Evie, I love how these words make me feel. I feel seen, heard, and appreciated. If a stranger can be this thoughtful and nice, why can't my husband be so? I see he likes me, but afraid I'll shut him down if this man But if this man boldly tells me he is attracted to me, I may just give in and have an affair with him. I don't think my husband should care. After all, he doesn't see my value, so he shouldn't care if someone else wants me. Am I being unreasonable? Is this a bad idea? Oh. You know, the fact that she said, even if I take a pen off the floor for him, he says thank you. But there was a part in the story that I found so weird. The fact that she says, I give him gifts and he doesn't even say thank you.
Yeah.
I imagine what he saw, you give him that, you said, okay, okay.
Me that's it.
Young
He doesn't say me that's it.
It's so strange. Counselor, what's going on in your mind right now? What is your general take on this story?
I think it's not a true story.
You don't think so?
If
Things
it's a
are
true
happening
story
though.
too, then it seems you are drinking poison for your enemy to die or your friend to die. You want to drink the poison, then you want your enemy to die.
Today,
That's
it
how I
doesn't
see.
work like
Yeah,
that.
that's how I'm seeing the story, and I don't want to believe it's true. So
Okay.
you let me put myself in a situation that is a true story, then we can speak to it.
It is.
It is.
Because-
It could be.
Really?
It is
Yeah.
true.
No, I'm not surprised.
We don't know if she is exaggerated, but we know for a fact
It
that
can happen.
Yeah, once it could happen, then we can
Yeah.
speak to it. But
Yeah, sure.
it seems like you want to drink a poison for your opponent to
die, okay.
Or you want to score yourself a goal, then we give the credit to you. a self, that is a
Claim.
that is you want to score yourself like you
Yeah.
are playing soccer. Own goal
Own goal.
for your enemy to lose.
Okay.
It looks like that. So that is something that is going on in my head, and there is a remedy out of this, and I know we can come out of it. But I'm still thinking that it's not a true story
What is making you doubt it?
because it's coming from a woman. Yeah.
Pastor, what do you mean by
How?
that?
No, women are too empowered to do what she wants to do.
With the
Empowered?
cheating.
Yeah, they are too empowered.
Sounds like you'd be surprised people cheat for less offense.
You know, the reason why I'm saying that, you know, even she wants to cheat, she's still waiting for the man to make the move.
Yeah, I think
She's not a good cheater.
it's a cry for help, really.
No, she's not. So that's why I'm saying that.
Okay.
It's bringing surprise and what do you call it? Mixed feeling because it's coming from a woman, and I have to come to the reality that is where we are now.
Yes.
When I read the story,
Yeah.
that is where we are now, because the kind of women we are training now are not those our grandmothers were. Now they know what they want and they go for it.
Right.
So this is the
Women
reality.
empowerment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is the reality that we have to live with.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's something that men had to wake up, society had to wake up that this is a kind of, you know, God has blessed me with 2 girls, and that is something I have to wake up.
Yeah.
You see
A
how
wake-up
it is.
call.
You have to wake up and make sure you face the reality that I was born in a largely densely populated male house, home. Because even my father had 5 boys and 2 girls, so they are minimal in number. But now I have 2 girls and my wife, and me, I'm the only
Man
male
in
in
the-
the house. So this is a reality. Because I knew less about women because I come from a house that our cousins are more male and all those. So this is
Right.
the reason why I'm saying that it is like it's not true, because that's my first time. We
Right.
men that we do this, we do the cheating more.
Yeah.
Right.
But now coming from this, then we have to wake up and say
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
The cheating is both sides.
Yeah.
And we
So
have to look
even
at
though
it clearly.
she intends cheating, she's giving it.
Yeah,
she's
because of
cheating
societal.
a dilemma.
Yeah, the dilemma,
Right.
the society.
Right.
You see, that's why
Right.
I'm saying that we don't expect our women to be in this situation. But that is where we are now. They are not.
I read a
paying
research
attention.
that said that women are cheating almost at the same percentage
Yeah.
as men now.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So it's not like a man issue.
So
now.
like
No.
he said, he
Yeah.
rightly said.
Yeah. Vera, what's going on in your mind, really?
Well, I was just looking at, maybe I have a communication background, so I'll speak to that.
Yeah, sure.
I think they lack communication. I always say you don't assume for people. Don't ever think that the person should know. For all you might know, from where he's coming from, like Pastor rightly said, to say thank you is something so hard. And so, you know, there are tonation, even in tones, there is sit. It is just the sit that we have written.
Yeah.
But looking at the tone you use, it becomes a command. It becomes an insult, kind of. So I am
understand.
thinking that you do not have to, assume that this man should appreciate, should know that when he gives me something and I say thank you, automatically he has to learn. And of course, you're not the one that gave birth to him. His upbringing, and now getting to, maybe you've been married for 10, 15 years, but still, you do not know him so well.
Yeah.
And changing an adult, I always say that, you know, when you grow up, before you begin learning how to drive, it becomes very difficult. That's what I think. But when you are tender and you start driving early, I think you picked it up.
Absolutely, I
Yes.
agree.
So for him to, you know, come to his senses, to agree, to understand, to admit that, you know what, when my wife gives me something, I have to appreciate. When my wife does something, I have to appreciate. Boils down to the fact that his upbringing, he didn't see that. For all you might know, he's coming from a broken home. The mother or the father were not staying together. There was nothing. The mom was always busy because he has to go get something for them to eat. There was nobody to appreciate and compliment her for her hard work. And so he doesn't even know that. Do you get it? And for all you might know, he's a busy bee person, always working, making sure I have to work. That's all. Do you get it? So, but I was also looking at it from the angle that why would the lady be working I mean, doing all the work?
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Let me pick Portia's take on the story generally, and then I'll come to the woman doing the work and then the need for appreciation. Portia, what's going through your mind right now?
Personally, I'm not married or dating or anything like that. So when I read the story, it was a little just like doctor said. I was Mrs. Vera said I was a little bit kind of like I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't want it to believe it, but also in the world that we're living with women empowerment, it was true to be so. But part that Mrs. Vera said that I was according to that was the communication aspect. And to bring a little example about people not saying thank you or being grateful for, sometimes I call to how they were raised. So personally, my own story, my dad one time told me that if I'm doing something and he's always saying it or like giving me complaints and stuff like that, is because I'm not doing it right. But when I do the right thing, he's not necessarily going to say thank you or you did a good job, because in his house or growing up, when you do the right thing, you're expected to do the right thing. So when you do the right thing, you're not necessarily, told good job or something like that. And if you do the wrong thing, then that's when they told you, oh, why did you do that? Or, you get a conversation there. So my dad told me that it actually helped me a lot. So when I'm at home and I'm cleaning something or I cook something or whatever it is that I'm asked to do and I'm not hearing a thank you or something, I know I did it right. But if I finish cleaning something and I'm called Portia and I'm like, okay, something went wrong. So it's kind of like, I know something went wrong. So to me, I feel like with this situation, it's a matter of like communication. So there's not a communication there of like, maybe the man to him is like, oh, okay, my wife, is supposed to take care of me. So he's just kind of expected. And that's kind of how he grew up in. So he doesn't necessarily see the need to it or the importance of maybe reaffirming the woman that, oh, you're looking beautiful today, or thank you for this thing that you gave me, or thank you for taking care of our kids. To him, it might just be a matter of like, oh, it's your duty as a wife, or, it's kind of your responsibility. So, why, it's like if you go to work and you do your job, your boss necessarily doesn't tell you, good job, because they're going to pay you at the end of the day. So it's kind of you're expected to, it was in the requirement before you sign up for the job. So in some kind of case, I seem like it's, in this situation, it seems like, oh, he's kind of taken as, oh, it's your responsibility as a wife. But if they have maybe been a communication, maybe things will change.
Yeah, maybe things will change. And I think it's very great that you bring up, you just said your father only says something when you've done something wrong. I think of a counselor, you're talking about his background. And the fact that maybe he doesn't know. So imagine Portia, sorry, but using you as an example, imagine Portia in a household not saying thank you. In her mind, she's not saying thank you because everything is okay.
You have to do it.
Yes, but if she complains, she comes off as, you always complain when I'm not doing well. But when I'm doing well, I never hear you say good job. So before we get to the appreciation part, let's talk about backgrounds where people come from and how it translates and how they live. Maybe this woman is coming from a household that when she brings water to the mother says, oh, thank you. And so she's used to it, and now she's met her husband and, but what is this, I
mean, you're supposed to do it.
Was the man the husband before they married?
No.
You were boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Then you moved to studying. Then you went to courtship. Then you translated to married counseling. That's why I want to come in. Because if the house has failed in making sure they prepare them this, the counselor had to make sure he addressed this issue.
Right.
Because when you were in a relationship, you didn't see all these things, and you kept it. That's something that we need to look at, because I'm coming from a home, you only hear scorning. They say when you are appreciated, your head will blow up. You see, so nothing good you do, anybody say anything about it. That's where most of us are coming from.
Yeah.
And when you do something bad, that is, I agree with Portia. That is where we are all coming from. But there is a paradigm shift when you are getting married.
Absolutely.
And there is a change you need to position yourself and adjust to. Because my sister, you saw all these things. Even the thing this very thing that will break the marriage that you are talking about, you saw it. When they come to the counseling room, we see it. we see them. Things that will break the marriage, you see them.
Oh, I see.
The red flags, yes.
Are
And
you
you
able
know,
to stick to it?
yeah, there are 3 things that break the marriage. When you go to we go and check from the registrar of marriage office. 1, financial issues,
Right.
cheating issues, communication. That's one thing. Miscommunication. You know,
Yeah.
communication is not about what you are saying.
Right.
It's what is understood.
Absolutely.
And it's not one way. I'm not,
It's always
you know, I'm not talking to you. In marriage, you talk with me. We dialogue. I don't, it seems I'm not seeing some dialogue here.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah.
I'm saying
They lack that.
that dialogue is not there. You need to have a serious, honest conversation about issues. And honestly, I have to change my counseling notes when it comes to premarital counseling.
Yeah.
And there is a gap here, the postmarital. Where is a counselor over here? Because we counsel to the ceremony, then we leave them
Yeah.
to their faith. Honestly, as I speak to you, this is the last month I'm visiting my last couple. I blessed their marriage. I visited them 6 months every month in their home. That's postmarital.
Yeah.
After the ceremony. And this month I've not been able to go because you called me here. I was supposed to go today and visit them for the last month to see how they've been able to live and stay together for the past 6 months. This is the first time as a counselor I'm doing it. And they have given me the feedback that indicates that it's worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because after the ceremony, I checked, I went, they brought issues. I said, can we do it this way? Okay, what do you think? They came and they said, Pastor, this your visit is good for us.
Right.
Yeah.
It means somebody is checking up.
Right.
And we've been able to stay for this long. And I told them, I'm going to do this continuously 6 months. Then the next 6 months, I'll do it quarterly. I'll visit you once
In
to
the
check
quarter.
because it's my responsibility to make sure the marriage works.
Right.
And I tell them when they come, if you are not ready for me to be part of this marriage till death do you part, I will not be your counselor. Because I've seen that there's a gap.
Yeah.
And that gap is where the lack is now.
Absolutely.
So right from the background, if you have reached the counseling stage and you have entered a marriage, you saw all these things. That's why I'm saying that if this man, we have to also talk about appreciation when we get to it, and it will show.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when they come, I'll tell you, I'll ask you, I think your wife, your fiancé look good. Do you agree? Then those who are not giving compliments, they say, he has not told me. You see it. Then you have to address it. That one, you don't put it on paper.
Right.
But the moment I start bringing those teasers, then a person will say, oh, he has not told you. Oh, your husband, look, his shirt is nice. They said, on kind of we are not used to it.
Yeah.
So you have to address that issue and make sure they cultivate that competency in marriage. So the background, you could see clearly,
Yeah.
as you just said.
Yeah.
Probably the man's background is such that in his home, he has been told, Bema yena. Man don't succumb to woman. So when a woman does anything, his opinion about woman is different.
Yes.
He has been trained that you are the man of the house. So women have to do everything. The story is saying something.
Yes.
We are over empowering the women and we are underpowering the men. Please,
That
when you are
is
husband and you are in the house, it is not bad to change your child's diaper. It's your son or your daughter. It's not bad. You're a husband. You can wash your children's things. You can cook. You know, the last time I baked cake for my children.
Oh,
They said,
wow.
wow, that is beautiful. Yes, I did pancake for them. I'm learning. I
Absolutely.
didn't see my father baking anything for us. He brings the bread that is already baked. He brings the coke.
That's already
that is
there.
But I'm doing it for them. You see, if you are a husband, when you go home, you are a husband and a father.
Yeah.
You are not a boss in your office.
No.
I'm not a pastor in my house. I'm not a counselor in my house. I'm a father and a
My
husband.
husband.
I was washing my things before my wife came.
Right.
So I don't expect her to be washing my things every day. And if she doesn't wash,
What
I'm
happened?
angry. Or I will leave, or is she a washing machine?
No.
Did you marry a washing machine? Then go and buy a washing machine.
Yeah.
They will not even agree.
Yes.
It will make you lazy.
The washing machine, no.
Yeah.
No.
Now we work
no,
smart,
it's different.
not hard.
I used to have that opinion.
Okay, it's changed now.
No, if you put the things in the washing
You
machine,
can do a lot
you can
of
do a lot of
things.
things.
It saves
Together.
time.
The
Saves
3
time.
hours you're using to wash, you
Saves
can wash,
time.
you can cook, you can clean.
So if you want to
And it
marry a
saves
washing
time,
machine,
yeah.
go and buy one.
Yeah.
Your wife is not a washing machine.
Yeah.
If you want to marry a maid who will cook your food and take Uber to take your children, this is your wife.
Yes. For crying out loud.
You were cooking you were buying things for your own food and doing all these things before she came.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you keep doing it. And there's one thing that we think when we are married, we stop dating. I still date my wife.
That's great.
Yes.
And it makes
Yes, it
beautiful.
makes it. You need to continue dating
Yeah.
her.
I agree.
Set dates with her, go out with her, set times with her, and do things that you were doing when you were girlfriend, boyfriends.
Yes.
Otherwise, another husband hijack or wife hijacker, like the way we are seeing. You stop showing appreciation.
Yes.
They will hijack your
Your
wife.
wife.
You let me let others talk.
Okay.
Vera, I think my question to you mainly will be, Pastor spoke on it, but with regards to helping out in the house and making sure that the house is well balanced. Because she made a point, I'll cook,
Yeah.
I'll bath them, I'll feed
Take
them,
them to
I'll feed you,
school.
take them to school before I go to work.
Then when she
He
closes,
wakes up at 7, decides to eat, bath, and leave. So you can see a bit of, like, you know, the balance is not really
Yes.
working there.
Yes.
So my question would be that, and then more specifically, how can we be intentional about showing each other that we appreciate our partners?
Right. Before I speak to that, I would want to speak a little about the background,
Okay.
our upbringing, and then the effect or influence it has on us. I think, in as much as the family may have failed us, the church is there to help, to shape. The school is there to help and shape. And so I am surprised that people go through the schools to the PhDs and all of that and still do not learn. I mean, you go through the church, all the pathfinders for what, and you still do not learn. Don't you see people doing it? Is it a deliberate thing? Is it intentional that you do not want to learn? Then we will not move forward. I mean, what kind of generation are we breeding? Are we grooming? And so I think that in as much as the family may have failed, the church has a role to play.
Absolutely.
And so if the person is not deliberate about learning, we have to have a section where counselors, pastors, and our
Women
elders,
ministry.
the shepherdess and all of that have a role to play in making sure that people appreciate. I mean, and that speaks to being intentional about what we have to appreciate. I mean, it's actually sad when you do all these chores. And the sad part is now you pay bills, I pay bills. You cannot pay alone. The water bill, the electricity.
It's expensive.
Expensive, the school fees.
Very
But
expensive.
well, I just want to assume that is it that the man is paying every bill in the house?
It
Is that the
doesn't look
situation?
Like, it doesn't look like
I
us.
mean, what's your role? Why won't you try taking the kids to school? Then when she closes early, she will bring them home. I mean, why won't you help?
or
like
when
we-
she's cooking, do the homework
Exactly.
for them or something.
Something. Why won't you help? And I happen to have a friend who says, you know, my husband is sad that, you know, our Adventist board meeting will close like 12. We will sit from Saturday.
Not in my board meeting.
Oh, well, maybe you are changing. We close like 12 a.m. and then they will drive all the way to their cottage, and then when they get there, the husband will just go and lie on the bed and be reading graphic and will tell you that I want to eat banku at 12.
12 a.m.
When you knew we passed through a lot of city towns, we could have at least purchased kinky.
Yeah, even the
What
banku
kind
you
of,
may
what
get.
kind of stress is this?
There is 24/7
Do
banku.
you get it? Do you get it? So some men are deliberate. They think that, you know, because I married you, you have to succumb to me. You have to do what I want you to do. And it's not helping situation. I wonder these people, for all you might know, he's an elder in the church. Because I know some elders, some young elders, some old elders. if you go to their homes, if you hear the stories from the wives, you'll be surprised, because when they get to church, teaching the Sabbath school, as if when they were editing, they were there. I mean, there have been times I tell people, why are you the editor for Ellen White? You know, they can transcribe the E.G. White books. Meanwhile, you are doing opposite of it.
What is being said.
Yeah. That is but I mean,
judgment to start from the church, obviously.
You know, we should come out from this mindset that the church is a hospital, please.
Yes,
some are not responding to treatment.
Sick people are there.
Some are not responding to treatment. So please, it's not a place to show righteousness or to show you are pious. No. It's a hospital. Because I visit one hospital, that's Valley View Hospital, some few years. The next asked me, the one who's going to take my temperature, how are you? I said, I'm not good. He said, wow, this is the first time I've received
everybody says
honest.
Because if you're good,
if I'm good, what am I doing in the hospital?
You won't be
Probably
there.
I'll be visiting, but if I'm sitting, when I'm sitting, good people don't sit. So we need to be real and snap out of that kind of mindset that
That's
we are
true.
in. That this is real family life. You see, this is real family life. I'm saying that you are married, you are a man, you are a woman. You have a role to play. You are living your single life. You didn't marry a machine. You didn't marry a slave. Now you can have all these things if you want them. I know somebody says he's not getting married. When he wants somebody to cook, he calls. He won't want somebody to wash, he calls. Somebody to clean, he calls.
That is why some people have also traveled from far to come to Accra.
Yeah,
they are here
they are
because of
making
that.
money out of it. So if you want this kind of system, don't marry. But for marriage, you have a role as a husband to play.
Absolutely.
Then the wife,
absolutely.
you have a role to play.
Yes. Portia, I do not want to burden you with marriage discussion, but for you specifically, I want to take almost as a study case with you, or a case study with you, where you would tell me, would you wish that your parents or people, would you wish they had told you, Portia, that's a good job you did, thank you, or you think the upbringing of, well, if you haven't done anything bad, I'm not complaining, do you think that is working for you, or you would sit down and wish, I would like to hear a thank you and a well done and a good job here and there for you?
Honestly, to be honest, I didn't realize I had that till we came to America. So I was born in Ghana almost 13 years until we came here.
Okay.
So when I came here, and the American culture, like how the lady was saying that even at the office, even pick up a pen for the man, he says thank you. Here in Americans' culture, since they don't do much for each other, any small thing you sacrifice to do something for someone, they really show much appreciation. And in Ghana, you're expected to obey your elders and do things for them. So it was mostly like our church, I'll do things and everybody seems to appreciate it. So I started thinking, I was like, why did I know my parents not say anything to me at home? Like I do more than I do here. And when my dad told me that personally, I don't wish it's different or anything, because to me, it helped me understand, okay, it's not the fact that my parents doesn't appreciate me or they only say thank you or they only notice very few things. It's the fact that where they came from. So personally for me, it was more of a, okay, now I know why they don't say anything. So for me, because the thing was that, okay, I did this, I thought I did the best I could, but it didn't look like it. And then the other day that I thought, I did just half of it or something, they didn't say anything. So I was like a little confused. Okay, which one did I did right? Which one did I not do right? And my father giving me that, explanation. Okay, this is how we were raised. And, it's very different in America because he's been here longer. So for him to let me know that, okay, I know going out or being in the world now, or in the place that you are now, things might seem differently, and it might seem like we might not appreciate what you're doing, but this is why it might look like that. So personally for me, it was more of a, okay, this is why I may not hear a lot of praises at home when I compared to if I go to school or if I go to church, but it doesn't mean that my parents doesn't appreciate me or they don't see the right thing I'm doing, or it's just that they only see, the wrong thing that I'm doing. So personally, it was more of a, okay, this is why this was happening. It's not so much of they're just blind to it or they just, likes to always complain.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes sense, and it's good. I think what I like about it is the fact that your father took time to explain to you that this is the reason why you don't hear a thank you or a good job is because where I come from, and the fact that if I am not complaining, you are doing a good job. So I like the fact that it's helping to guide you, and I also particularly like the fact that you got to experience the other side as well.
I wanted
because,
to say that
yeah,
you see
it helps
the culture, the society has changed it, and so that's why I bring in the church, the school, our community.
It can help you balance.
It has to shape you sometimes, and so you don't always have to be in your home just learning from the inside. You have to learn outside the culture, is it the ethics? People, you realize that some people are managed, they are cultured, they are very decent, they're well managed, and so you can learn those good things from them. And like I said, in the church, when our young people recite the poems and the Bible text, we compliment them, we appreciate them, we make them feel that you have done, even though people will be crying, we will still be clapping for them. I mean, these are all signs to tell you that you have to learn. But some people, some men will purposely he wouldn't want to learn. And like I said, communication is a key.
I think we'll come to that. I think that's my next question after the break. We have to go for a quick break. But based on what you said, it's I just remembered when I read the portion that said when I give him gifts, he doesn't say thank you. In my mind, I just felt like, I do a crassy behavior. Like, what sort of it's even not mannerless. It's mannerless. You don't have manners. If somebody gives you a gift, you say thank you. How do you just take it and use it and not say thank you? We'll be right back after this break. Do not go anywhere. After the break, I'll read some of your comments and then we will talk about ways she can let her husband know. Okay, so I'm not going to go for the break. Our time is fast spent. My producer says I can continue. So let me just go straight ahead and read some of the comments. Then we can talk about how she can let her husband know that she is feeling less appreciated. So this comment is from John Mark, who says, shaking my head, you are just looking for an opportunity to cheat. The way is your front. You have my permission to cheat. You talk about how the man doesn't compliment you after the efforts you put in to make the house a home. But you don't tell us if he himself is appreciated for the things he does. Yes, from the angle you are coming from, it appears that he is being ungrateful, but I'm pretty sure you aren't telling us the whole truth. This could be a simple issue of two people who don't know the love language of their partner, or that there is something very dysfunctional going on. Either way, cheating will only reduce your worth. Don't do it. A compliment is a very powerful tool, and so is gratitude. Not everyone is raised to say thank you, I'm sorry, and etc. Did you date for a while before marriage? If yes, and you didn't see it, if you do things for him and he doesn't appreciate, then stop doing them. So you stop hurting yourself. Stop expecting him to say you look good, since you knew you will never hear that from him. She goes on to say, it will be very shameful for you to be caught cheating. And when asked, you say, he wasn't complimenting me or acknowledging my efforts. They will laugh at you. Meanwhile, you knew those were your love language, but you've been denied of it. Don't cheat, okay? And stop fantasizing over that office guy. It will lead to a lot of things you can't handle. Sometimes we shouldn't be blind when we are in a relationship, or just the marriage promise shouldn't make us look happy or overlook certain things. Now you have to endure an ungrateful man for the rest of your life. But wait, God can still change him. Speak to him about your emotional needs and add prayers to it. Okay, Fafanyo Kwame says, my sister, if common thank you or compliment can make you want to cheat, then I'm sure you have been cheating long time.
Would you say
you just don't want to say you have done it already. Doris says, though it has to go through all those, but for Christ's sake, it isn't an avenue for cheating either. Just apply the golden rule and see the outcome. All the best. Mensa says, Nyabutre Onia, talk to him again. Pour out your heart to him. Let him know it affects you. It shall be well. Kofi 10 says, my dear senior sister, quietly pretend you don't need appreciation. Do it all for God. Your judgments God will judge whom you will account for.
Right.
Be strong and never give in to any downfall, please. I pray for you. Apparently, we still have to go for the break. We'll go for a break when we come back. But it's funny when one of the comments said, common, thank you.
It is not
It
common.
is not common, as you think. Because if it were common, she wouldn't be thinking of going to sleep with someone just because. We'll come back after this break, a quick break for that matter. And then we'll talk about how she can let her husband know that the things you're doing is hurting me. Because as Vera clearly said, there is some sort of miscommunication going on there, or no communication at all in this case. So right after we'll have the conversation. Don't go anywhere. This is Real Talk. We'll be right back.
I am an angel of hope.
I'm an angel of hope.
Ubrenio, so do Sika a Baba Boho channel, no so ya sene, yet me da mere some akko o man chia so, ni chorum yana, wadaroma, fa main, na fa Sika fasubi, na also fa bra, yanko kanyamsem, and ya cra a wonkwa. Star 928 star 34 star 104 hash. And I say 0249 193083. Hope channel, yes, it's Sabrabo. Hope channel, yeah, Gia Cranom.
I am an EGP, say Hope Channel Ghana, any Hope Business Forum, and at Andrews University School of Business Administration. Akabom say a free June 5 and you may be a free 6:30 p.m. at the investment week every other 4. Sam Muno, the best Bibia Yatudin say risks and returns. Mr. say, wo, any order for any woman enough will be a no mechanic home. I desire ye be soon a beboa, and be who quite a befaswa, ye feel him. Quite a befaswa, a bit me, Edisika see, I shall in my school. A quite befaswa, a bit me at Nagan and Mira Moya Demo. So, I was at Udusika a investment and I hear find I also do Sika a cosset. And no Nameton Safra say, one umia no other phone enough will be a 6:30 p.m. The kind home, na yen suasa and ye men, na yen moye home, send ye beya, and mere more demon pono crano, it midi Sika, esie, a boy, a sitting in Emma Bibia Coso. When me say, Uber Freba Dofo, you know, be kind home, yes, ye be sada with us.
A quick break. We are still in the studios of Hope TV Ghana, coming your way with Real Talk. I have been doing this with Counselor Lami, Vera, and Portia, who is joining us virtually, and we are discussing the ungrateful husband who is pushing his wife to cheat. And before we went, Vera, I wanted to ask you the ways she can let her husband know. That's massa. What she can do?
But I mean,
because if you look at it, I don't think she would have as much problem doing all this work when she's getting the appreciation.
Yeah.
I don't think that will be the problem.
Yeah.
But because she feels drained and tired and still not feeling the appreciation, now it's like, wait now, what is the reason why I'm doing this?
Yeah.
So how can she let her husband know that, my darling,
you have to talk to him.
help me?
Like I said, you don't assume he knows. For all you might know, he is not even seeing. You are just worrying yourself, let me say. He's not seeing what you are doing, no. He thinks it's normal. Why won't you sit him down? Point out things to him. I have a belief that, especially in the mid-morning when you are going to have your prayer, devotion or something, that is the right time for me to talk to issues like this.
Okay.
I have realized, I have stayed with you for this years, for this month. I have realized that you hardly say thank you. What could be the problem? Am I not doing enough? Look at what I do, ABC. Make it appeal to his emotions. That is how I make my case.
Your case.
Yes, that's how I make my case. Appeal Pastor, why? Appeal to his emotions.
It's practical.
Exactly. So when you appeal to his emotions, before you realize, he has no idea he's actually hurting you. He has no idea, and he will even break down in tears. He will beg you, oh, so it means this is what I have been doing to you. And so I think, like we are saying, communication plays a major role in here. And Pastor will say miscommunication because the gestures, the actions are all parts of communication. But the fact that you are not telling him alone and you feel that he should know is a problem on his side, you should sit the man down, point out things to him that I have been doing ABC and I think I need to be appreciated. And of course, you know, giving birth alone is a whole lot of things. Some I have a page, some pages on Facebook, and somebody will come and post, so my women, tell us, when you delivered, what did hubby give you?
The push gift and
exactly. and you'll be on that page, you have not received anything. How bad you will feel. I mean, well, your husband did not even he has no idea if you even start. He doesn't know. So you tell him, you try to conscientize him. Of course, sometimes when you tell somebody, this is what I want, and the person brings it, you don't really value it. It feels like
I had to ask before.
Exactly. But that is the kind of man you have gotten. So you have to nurture him like your own son, and then when he gets to understand your love language, you will be amazed how your relationship will go.
Pastor, I want you to talk a little bit about the love language very quickly, and then you talk about her decision to have the affair. Is it worth it?
Yeah, actually, there was something that I was nurturing in my mind that's a perception, or maybe some people think is a practice from men. That thing that when you help the woman do something, it becomes your job. You know that?
Yes.
Yeah, so I will not do it at all.
If I wash the dishes, you would think that I should be washing the dishes every day.
It makes some men stop helping their wives. And that thing is eating some marriage relationship. So if it's true, and the women are doing that, should stop.
It's not true.
They should end it. That when I'm helping you, is that not even I'm helping you. If I'm doing it, don't make it my job, and you speak in my face. If
you come and call me. The dishes are waiting for you.
Like we don't keep this overnight.
Right.
When you eat, wash.
Because of the particles.
I've learned that my wife has taught me that you can't wash your hand and leave the plate. Wash your hand with the plate. So that when you are washing, you finish washing. You finish washing your bowl.
Yeah.
So it has been a culture.
Right.
And you can't leave your dress to certain time. And so these are things that we don't do.
Right.
And we do in the house. So these are perceptions, these are things that are going on, some people have shared. So maybe you have been coached that if you don't do anything, look at the woman and let her do it. But that doesn't mean that if the person has done something. You see, it's tempting. Sometimes you think that because it's the person's duty, there's no need to say thank you. Even your subordinates, when they're able to meet a task. You see, the place we punish, that place should be a place we reward.
Exactly.
So if you don't give thank you, if the person does anything, don't say anything.
Yes.
Because both, you're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay with both.
Absolutely.
So where you can scorn, you need to award.
Praise or award,
If you can't scorn, don't award. That's why we become parents and we become couple. You see that you have to do the two. How do you manage the two?
Yeah.
That you scorn your child or your husband or how do you bring the person back
to you?
And women are good in that. You know, our mothers, they will beat you, still give you toffee. You see that kind of attitude. But fathers will boot you.
Men are like our kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to
they boot you
train
and
them.
keep you.
No, that's those.
We train the women as well. We train each other. We are all training each other.
Yeah.
So what makes you feel the way you are? You see, your love language. You know, some of us, recently I started reading about love language. Honestly. I never knew about it.
Okay.
I never knew I even had one.
Okay.
Because some of us, our love language is banku with fried egg or breakfast. Some of us, that's our language.
Right.
Now when you do the breakfast, yes, you're a woman. You make me feel complete. And
that's under acts of service.
Yeah. And that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
This woman's love language is just to say thank you.
Thank you.
And this
words of affirmation.
Yeah, words of affirmation. Type it. Google. You have a 120 something words of affirmation. And I'm learning those things these days because I'm staying with ladies. Ladies love that.
Yes.
It's our number one need.
Yes.
We do.
So
I was surprised when somebody commented that come on.
Just, it's not just.
Yes. It is
the need for a man, but the need for a man to have sex is the same need for a woman to feel affection or to be appreciated.
Yeah.
It's on the same level. So it's a big deal.
Because I is our major language, the door to our emotions.
Right.
Your ears are the door to your emotions.
Also, we have 5 minutes. So we have to speak on the decision to have an affair. On the decision
to have an affair, let me tell you something. The decision, when you have an affair, can you manage the consequences? Because you are going to have emotional breakdown.
Exactly.
You are going to have, you are going to portray disloyalty.
Yeah.
You are going to portray pain. You don't know even the how this man does. You don't know. Hello, excuse me to say, if children are here, you don't know the size of his penis. How he's going to penetrate you. Are you ready to face those things? And if you are done with it, can you come back to your husband? Do you think your husband
can
will
you look into him?
You know, when you go to the Bible, it says when you sin, you don't sin against anybody. You sin against yourself. So what you are going to do is going to cause a big harm to yourself. Even if your husband will not know about it, it will be eating you up. And this man, if you don't take care, he's in the office, he can blackmail you with it.
Yeah.
Are you ready for that?
Yeah,
yes.
he can.
So these are the consequences. You are going to, and it's not something that is well accepted anywhere. I'm not saying that cheating both sides is not accepted anywhere. You can, if you do it, the consequences are bad. So my sister, okay, feel the butterflies in your stomach. Follow it. Butterflies don't live 1 year. So this infatuation, what you are feeling for this man is infatuation. It's not love. Butterflies don't live for long. So be careful. If you want to do it, fair enough. You can go ahead, but can you leave?
Somebody said that feeling, the butterfly feeling is common sense, leaving your body.
I think for all you might know, the guy has studied the woman to know his weakness. He has realized
the one in the office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has realized that when you say thank you to this woman, she kind of have some, butterfly. In the belly again. Of course,
the common sense. That's
so that is why he's playing along. And I am not too sure if this guy is real. Somebody who is married with family. Why won't you rather conscientize her, talk to her, counsel her, tell her that, you know what, I am a man like your husband. Probably he doesn't know. Talk to him. Why won't you do that? But rather trying to be the good guy in the office, and so when your pen falls and I pick for it, thank you, kind of, it's funny. It's funny, and I think they are being petty. They have to be matured. The woman especially has to be matured, because, and of course, if you really want to cheat, why have your husband and cheat? Just let the man go.
I mean, if it's so terrible.
I mean,
so I married this man.
Yes.
The man married. The man hasn't said you married. Funny enough, in all these things, the man hasn't really said anything to her. She's the one sitting there in daydreaming and saying, if he asks me, so what if he never asks her?
It means she may.
She will go and tell him. My guy, I've been waiting for you.
Or it would be better you lay this man off and go and marry the appreciative husband. Who will not take care of the bill.
But we'll always be saying
thank you.
And that's
will not take care of your children. And you'll be saying thank you.
Exactly. Like the grass looking greener on the other side.
You think that there's no water under to make it green.
No.
There's something I wanted to say to add to the process of making sure it's resolved. When you talk to him, he's not listening. Go to your counselor.
Okay.
That's why the counselors are there. Go to your counselor, because my sister just mentioned that talk to him. It sounds like when you talk to him about it sounds like you are complaining. So bring a third person, because this is going to break the marriage. So once it's going to break the marriage, once you have made the first step and it's not working, call your counselor. I believe you had a married counselor, and he can help you balance it. Possibly these days I'm advocating that parental involvement is important. Right. If the counselors are not available, the man's parents, because they want to keep the marriage.
Right.
So this is their problem.
The man's parents.
No, I'm talking about those who are ready to make sure the marriage works. So you have to study to know.
Yeah, if
You
they
can
are
even
for
talk to
you.
your parents about it.
Yeah.
First of all, to make sure, because if you have talked to him, it's not working. I will recommend this particular movie, Fireproof.
I've seen it.
You have watched that. I've watched it 20 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've watched it 20 times, and it still keeps coming. Where it says, keep doing your role. Don't look at the other person, because you are looking at the other person expecting for him to appreciate you. Keep doing your part. He will wake up one day, because don't let him change you.
But I think the lady is getting tired.
Portia, I know for this one you have an opinion on.
Yeah.
Do you think she should go ahead and have the affair, or you think she should work the issue out with her husband, communicate as Vera and Counselor are saying?
Definitely. Cheating's never an option. And funny enough, today when I was doing my morning devotional, the topic was talking about a woman building their home. So just like Pastor said, as a woman, you just do your part, and eventually, if you can't handle it, just kind of go.
Yeah.
I mean, divorce is not approved in the Bible, but sometimes it's kind of needed. But one thing that, as you guys were talking, that came in mind was a matter of like, lately in our society nowadays, I feel like when it comes to marriage, people rush into it. So the title of marriage is more important than people actually getting to study the people they're dating. So with some of these issues, if you're dating somebody, you definitely will know if they say thank you or not say thank you. And if you're somebody who words of affirmation is your love language, you probably would not want to stay in that marriage, but be in that relationship with that person. But I feel nowadays in our society, we've taken marriage as the band-aid to fix our relationship problems. So I'm dating this person, he's not good, he's a little bit out there, but it's like as soon as we get married, everything will get better. But it doesn't get better. Marriage kind of just amplifies people's behavior that they already have and what they're already going into. So the little psychology that I've learned so far and just observing people and relationship around me, it feels like nowadays people just kind of seems, oh, I'm dating somebody and it's so hard to, get married and stuff like that. So if he's good, he pays the bills, or, he's this, that, and that. Parents like him or parents like her, so let's just get married. We'll figure it out later. But they don't realize that once you get into it, especially in our culture that we don't really encourage divorces and stuff like that, you're just willing to just be stuck in there. So I feel like it's a matter of like getting to know people, and through like the dating stage and counseling and all that, being honest and having honest communication. Because like Pastor says earlier, if during counseling, if you have brought it up, then Pastor would have been able, whoever the counselor would have let you know that, hey, gentlemen, why are you not, saying compliment to this woman or that, or this woman really needs this, or it's not like, oh, saying thank you is something small to her. Like saying thank you is a very big deal to her, and even though it might seem very small, it's very important to her. So during those days, I feel like nowadays the fact that people just kind of want to get to the finish line, okay, let's get married and just go to get on with it. They don't really spend time with getting to know the person very well.
Absolutely. Portia, you didn't hear, but Pastor said you would have a good marriage, and I was shouting amen. Yes, because I think even though you started with a disclaimer, I'm not married, but I think on your part to know and have information, I think you are on the good path to find that right person, and it's my prayer for you that you do. And Pastor, 30 seconds, your final words. Very 30 seconds, so prepare and I'll come to you.
Yeah, what I want to share with my sister is, you're on the verge of breaking your home. So if you are ready to break it, you can go ahead.
Well, simple.
You can go ahead, because it will break your home, and it will break your life. It will destroy your record. You have children, don't forget. There are children involved. So have you considered all the effect it will have on the children? Then you have family. The picture is going to paint. At times we don't do this calculations when we want to take a step, but it's going to have effect on all these people. So if you assess and you think that is a good idea,
go ahead.
I can tell you
to do it.
No, you have the power to choose, but I'll tell you, be ready for it.
The consequences.
Vera, counselors will never have a stand. They'll always give you
and they will direct you.
Exactly. But I think cheating is not the option or an option for the lady. She has to think about it again. If you want to leave the marriage, you are obliged to do so, rather than cheating. And it will defame you at the end. You regret ever doing it. And for all you might know, this guy is just luring you to something that he cannot even complete with you, and he'll waste your life. I think, like I said, communicate, keep communicating, and prayer, it will work.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, Vera. Exactly. Communicate with your husband and make sure you guys are on the same page. And Portia, quickly, you have like 10 seconds to say hi to whoever you want to say hi to, just because you're not in Ghana. I'm sure you are missing people. So quickly, say your highs to anybody that you want to say hi to. Oh, Portia, unfortunately you're frozen, so you can't say that. But thank you guys so much for your help. Oh, you are back.
Yes, ma'am. All right, so I just want to say hi. So in Ghana, I'm from Tichimangona East. So I want to say hi to all my family there. My mom's from Tano Boise and my dad's from Inquiry City. And also in over here in the U.S., I'm in Dallas, DFW, my church, and also our new youth church, J2J, Journey to Jesus. I want to greet everybody and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Thank you, Portia. Thank you, Counselor. Thank you, Vera.
Right, thank you
and
for
all
having
the guests or the audience that tuned in to watch. I hope the lady, you have been advised. I think going to have an affair or going to cheat is not going to do anything to your husband. He will do everything to you, though. And so if that is a way of punishing your husband, I think that's the wrong way to punish your husband. It's almost like, Pastor, I now understand drinking poison for someone to die. It doesn't make any sense. Talk to your husband, try and let him understand. And if he's not understanding, bring in a third party. And if it's still proven wrong and you think you are doing too much, you can stop. Let him hire the help, the nanny, whoever, to help you out. So that probably when he feels the pinch in his pocket, he'll probably be more appreciative. You never know. Thank you guys so much. This is Real Talk. We'll be back next week with another interesting story. You can't imagine what we are discussing next week. She says, I want to be a surrogate for my ex, but my husband says no. Very interesting in the studio. And we are going to have that conversation. Thank you so much and see you same time next week. Enjoy the rest of the content on Hope TV.